Welcome to Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. We're live just outside our nation's capital. I'm Golden alongside Feasel, Spike, Vegeta, and Blecky. We are here to cover everything that you need to know about the event for the next half hour here. And of course, HDQ is benefiting the Prevent Cancer Foundation, which I've noticed you guys are already donating for, which is awesome. We have a lot of firsts at HDQ 2017, so I think it's appropriate to talk about those to start off the show here. What are some firsts that jump out to you guys?
I'm actually going to kick you guys off with not necessarily new games, but a completely new and exciting format with the Donkey Kong Country Trilogy Relay happening Friday night.
Yeah.
That's the most exciting. Yep. Thank you to that guy and all of those people as well. The Donkey Kong Country Trilogy Relay is amazing. I want to give a huge shout out to Antilles 58 and his entire crew for bringing that together. It's not just 2 teams for the relay, it is 3 teams of 9 of the best Donkey Kong Country players in the entire world. Yes, continued with that guy's support. 9 of the best players in the world. And the reason why I think this is like the perfect choice for a relay is because no matter which team you root for, whether it's Team Diddy, Dixie, or Kitty with matching jerseys, that no one is ever going to be out of the relay. DKC 1, you've got frame-perfect jump rolls all over the place that can cost you minutes potentially. DKC 2, you've got wrong warps all over that game that are hard to execute. DKC 3, there's a number of frame-perfect tricks, including a frame-perfect boss trick that many of you at home have never seen live in a marathon before. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Anybody can win this relay at any time. No one's ever out of it.
If you were watching us, I remember 2 years ago, HDQ 2015, we had a Ninja Gaiden Trilogy Relay Race. 2 teams. That was quoted as one of the best runs of that marathon. It ended up in the 2 teams finishing 1 second from one another. It was insane. These relay races are just fantastic, and I can't wait to see how the Donkey Kong Country Trilogy relay race goes.
Right there with you.
Right, I'm really excited about these Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2 races that are going to be happening. And for me, it's really about the players, because in my mind, it's sort of old school versus new school. And on the new school side, you've got Cosmic D12 and Darbian, who you all know. But on the old school side, it's the return of Andrew G. And this guy's been speedrunning for like over a decade now, right?
Yeah.
If you remember Classic Games Done Quick, the very first GDQ, he ran 11 games at CGDQ, right? Including all 4 of the 8-bit Marios plus Super Mario World. So this guy was really the original classic Mario runner.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Steven Spielberg and you're looking to direct a speedrunning movie, you direct the Super Mario Brothers race because you've got Andrew G. He can play the game with his feet. He's juggling while he's playing. I mean, just makes the game look like a joke. You've got Cosmic D, who took 2 years off the game, said, whatever the record is, when I get back, I will beat it. And we all thought, like, okay, you know, that's cute, that's clever. And he did it. He did it. And then, of course, you got Darbian, who's ultra competitive, doesn't want to lose, King of Mario. So, I mean, it's going to be an epic battle. And we get a double feature, too, in Mario Brothers 1 and 2. So that'll be a real treat. I'll tell you one race I'm looking forward to is Kirby Superstar. We've got 4 players on Friday night for Kirby Superstar. And it's kind of a country battle here. We've got 2 representatives of the U.S. and 2 from Japan. So on the U.S. side, we've got Used Pizza, who's run this game a couple times before at GDQ. Countdown's a little bit of an underdog there, could potentially pull the upset. And then on the Japanese side, you've got Suzuri, who is basically like your Kirby all-around, you know, jack of all trades. And the best name in speedrunning, ZZZ Honky, the 4th player. Basically, he's been at the upper echelon of Kirby Superstar for as long as I can remember. So definitely a favorite going into this.
Golden, the world deserves to know that you are kind of, in my eyes anyways, like the father of this race even existing. You being one of the main organizers for the JRTA Marathon that brought us ZZZ Honky, I just really wanted to say that name again, and Suzuri over here from Japan. Do you feel like this is kind of potentially like a future format for the GDQs, this kind of almost Olympic-style head-to-head battle of countries?
I mean, you guys like it, don't you, the viewers? I mean, this is really what you're here to see.
They all had breakfast this morning.
There's so much more on the line than winning it for yourself. I mean, you've got your fans out there in the crowd. You've got potentially like national pride, you know, like maybe Japan wants to say, hey, we're king of Kirby Superstar. Maybe the U.S. wants it. So I feel like there's more to it than just the player. And that it makes it so much more compelling. I think it's going to be a real treat.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys have been talking about races so far, but this marathon is going to be full of solo runs as well. I'm particularly looking forward to Final Fantasy Tuesday night, played by you, Feasel.
And Gyre as well.
And Gyre. And we've been... I was watching your streams back when you were running that game, and it was just so awesome to watch because Just at any moment, this run could just end. You could be hours into the run. It was going so well. Suddenly, like, a monster crits you. The run ends. So I'm very interested in seeing how that goes and how you've adapted it for the marathon.
Yeah, there's been a lot of new tech developed as far as like RNG manipulations and ways to make the game more reliable for a marathon, but it's still a pretty dangerous run. There's a lot of things that can go wrong if you're not paying attention. Some of the manipulations are a little fragile. You can get off your step count and stuff like that. So there really are still some things that could go wrong despite the manipulations and whatnot.
And as you mentioned, it is going to be a co-op run with Gyre as well. So how does that play into it?
Well, what we're going to do is, first of all, it's nice to have two pairs of eyes watching the game so we can make sure we're not making mistakes. But also we're going to be able to trade off the controller a bit and have each of us specialize in doing certain dungeons. So that sort of divides the work up, and lets us specialize in it. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. And doing co-op is a little different than the way RPGs are usually done. So I think guys should tune in for that. But while we're on the topic of new trends, I'd like to point out a trend that I'm seeing here.
Okay.
And this is, all right, bear with me here. This is runners who are really well known for running certain games are here this week running games that you would not expect at all.
Okay.
Completely different games.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's try it.
So for example, you got Dram 55.
Oh, yes.
This guy was an unstoppable force in Super Mario World during the years that he ran it. So what's he going to be running here?
Super Mario.
Super Mario World.
Nope, Joe and Mac 2.
Oh.
Of course,
Right.
of course. Right?
Right.
All right, you
Yeah, we
got,
got some Joe and Mac fans.
Right.
It's
right.
all
We got Lack Attack.
Yes.
This is the guy who wrote the book on Zelda 1.
I read that
okay?
book. He signed mine.
Yeah.
All right, so what's he going to be
good read.
running?
Zelda 1.
You run Super
No.
Mario RPG as well.
Super Mario RPG.
Big Nose the Caveman.
Of
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That was definitely my next pick.
And now that you mention it, I mean, ProJN, lord of all things Zelda 2, his favorite his favorite sword-based platformer, is here playing
Zelda
his
2?
Zelda 2.
favorite sword-based platformer.
Zelda 2.
Magic Sword. Magic
That's-
Sword.
Right, of course.
Oh.
That was not Zelda 2. Okay. All right.
All right, well, I got one more for you.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
So, Laho.
Yes.
This is a guy who is basically one of the best Super Nintendo speedrunners out there. He's got world records in 15 games.
Yeah.
Really competitive stuff like Aladdin, ActRaiser, Illusion of Gaia. So, what's he going to be running here?
I don't know, like Pitfall the Mind Adventure.
Actually, that is what he's running.
Yes!
Wow.
Nailed it.
Up top.
Wow.
All right.
Well,
We got one.
you should probably move your notes over there. It'd be a lot easier for me to see get it wrong.
Yeah, Games Done Quick is really good at kind of bringing in new and exciting things to these marathons. Another thing we've got is kind of a quirky controller block, where if you've ever wanted to see a game played with a bazooka, you better tune in
Oh, yes.
Monday afternoon for Battle Clash. We're bringing a Super Scope. And then, I mean, we played Kirby's Tilt and Tumble before by just kind of shaking the GameCube around. This time we're playing it with a Dance Dance Revolution pad. So you can't beat that. If that isn't enough for you, we also have a fishing rod controller where we're going to be playing Sega Bass Fishing.
I'm hooked.
And then, I mean, we've got a PC block full of mouse games. We've also got Mario Paint for you, another mouse game with the Super Nintendo mouse. So those are going to be Monday afternoon. It's going to be hilarious. I love it. Can't wait.
Glad we're finally playing to the fishing rod audience out there.
That's right. There's one person at home like,
Baby,
finally.
finally. I have something to watch. All right, well, I actually want to jump forward to Saturday night, the finale of the marathon. We got
Yeah.
a couple of amazing runs there. I want to talk to you guys about Wind Waker HD. And I know what you're thinking, viewer at home. We've already seen Wind Waker HD a couple of years ago. It's basically the same thing. It's like a patched version. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, I don't care. Wind Waker HD is actually more broken, debatably, than Wind Waker SD now. You know what? I'm going to donate $1 for every minute that he is sitting in that boat. Because you know why? At the end of the week, I'm still going to be able to afford my Taco Bell.
There you go.
Because
That's
we
the
are
important
going to spend almost no time in that boat. We are going to be, thank you, Taco Bell. All right. We're going to be super swimming across every bit of water you see. We're going to be darting across every plane, every room in every dungeon. We're going to be clipping out of bounds. Crazy boss strategies all over the place. Wind Waker HD is going to be one of the craziest runs you see all week.
Yeah, and keeping in the theme of the last day, I mean, we've got potentially one of the biggest games to ever hit the GDQ stage in Undertale as the finale. This is a game that the fans have wanted for a long time, the runners have wanted, and it finally gets its debut here, AGDQ 2017. TGH is the runner. He's been basically on a world tour with this game for the last several weeks, running it in just about every online marathon that there was, so his commentary is very fluid. The game does not look like what you expect it to. If you've never seen an Undertale speedrun, show up and learn something, because you're going to find out that the game is way more busted than you expect.
Yeah, and not to mention, we always talk about save, kill the animals. This has a pretty good bid war, I feel like, at the end.
Yeah, I believe the William Shakespeare quote was "to hug or not to hug." That is the question, and you guys will decide that with your donation dollars, as you can bid to hug or shun at the end of Undertale. So get those bid wars going. Let's see if it passes Kill and Save the Animals this year.
I'm sorry to all William Shakespeare fans.
Yeah, that's right. Check. I think it was Hamlet actually where you said.
Oh
that.
yeah, no. It's
Yeah, so check that out.
Direct quote.
All right, well, I believe at this point we're going to bring in the 5th member of our team. We have Darkman sitting with Ion, the first runner of AGDQ. So let's get an interview with Darkman.
All right. Hello, guys. I am Darkman. With me here is Ion.
I'm
Ion
Ion.
Gravery. Hello. How are you doing, Ion?
I'm doing fine, Darkman. How are you today?
Good. You seem kind of bored. Are you just bored? You don't really enjoy this right now?
I want to play the game, dude. That's what I'm here for.
You don't want to interview with me. That's really it, right?
No, let's just get it over with. Ask me the questions. Let's go.
Oh, okay. All
Come on.
right. Most important question. Ape Escape. Like, what's it about, dude?
What's it about?
Yeah.
Well, it's about a bunch of apes that escaped, and I got to catch them, dude. I think that's implied in the name.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough. All right, so seriously, first run of the marathon. You are a veteran of GDQs. This is not the first time you've done a run, but if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time you've opened a run.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that any different feelings than what you're used to, or do you feel like you can draw upon your experience and kind of perform well?
I mean, I feel like if they put me in the first spot, I should probably play it the same way I usually do.
Okay.
You know, just fast and loose, you know?
Nice. Catch some monkeys.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. What do you think about new Super Hook Girl?
New Super Hurt Girl is the hottest game, and you should probably play it.
Awesome. What do you think about monkeys?
I'm a big fan. I have a whole bunch of monkey merchandise. I have a monkey pillow on the couch that you'll see very soon. I got some special props and everything.
Nice.
It'll be great.
I like it. Do you like me?
You think I can skip that question and come back later?
Okay. All right. Most important final question. Out of the 6 people on the pre-show, including yourself, who is the cutest one here?
Spike, come on. Who said that? Who said that? It's probably Blecky, dude.
I agree.
That's my vote. That's my vote.
All right, guys. Well, give it up for Ion. He is going to be opening up Ape Escape 2 on the PS2 in about 15 minutes. I am Darkman, and I'm going to send it right back to the pre-show, guys.
Thank you, Darkman, for the interview. And I just want to point out that I am disappointed in Ion's
Pretty
answer.
upset.
I think I agree with him.
Shut up.
Yeah. All right.
Blacky.
Well, he's probably right. I want to talk now a little bit to the viewers at home and how you can get involved in this event, because obviously donating to Prevent Cancer Foundation is our primary focus here, but we also have some kind of rewards for you if you do that. First of all, we've got scattered around the table here just a slew of the prizes that you can win. These are just a small handful. Some nice plushies over there. We've got some nice frames here. When you see the prizes pop up on screen, that's your cue to vote, to bid for them, rather. So get your donations in for them when you see them. And we also have bonus games that people can...
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of bonus games you can actually kind of donate in. One example, we've talked about Super Metroid and how awesome Super Metroid is. Well, if you've ever wanted to see Super Metroid, but the whole world is kind of rotated, and the player has to travel through the rotated world, then you want to donate in Super Metroid Rotation, because that's exactly
We're
what
not
it
just
is.
tilting the TV here. The in-game is flipped.
The game,
So
the game.
Although we should also tip the TV.
It would be.
We
kind
should
of
rotate
fun.
the TV.
A little sideways there, yeah.
And there's a ton of games like that, so check out the donation list. There's tons of them. You want to see them all.
And of course, the incentives are back as usual, so you can donate for things like file names, character names. I think those ones are going to be the big ones this year around. You know, we think of like Final Fantasy VII, right, as Cloud and Tifa, and you know, like those are characters that we identify with. Final Fantasy I, that's in this event, is really about the characters that you make and create. So I mean, those names are going to be a new significance there, I think. So check out all of the things you can bid for at gamesdonequick.com. You can view the tracker as well to see what's in the lead. And of course, that information will be relayed to you on the stream as well. All right, I want to talk about potentially the biggest new addition to GDQ this time around. On Thursday, we have the first ever mystery game tournament at AGDQ. Now, this is a format where players go head-to-head in games they've never speedrun before, they haven't rehearsed. A lot of times they don't even know what the game is, so they have to think on their feet and improvise. We invited 16 players to this tournament, and we've whittled it down to the top 4, and they'll compete live on the stage on Thursday. What do you guys think about the mystery tournament?
Well, I'm really excited about it because I like that the format is just different from the other stuff that we have in the schedule, doing this little mini tournament right here in the GDQ. And I think it's really appropriate because just over the past year has been really the rise of tournaments, just dozens of games suddenly getting the tournament treatment. It's been such a huge factor in strengthening the speedrun community as a whole, and I think it's really great to see it represented here in GDQ. And how appropriate that it is the mystery tournament is the one we're going to do, because that is by far the largest and the longest running of the speedrun tournaments out there.
It's like the grandfather of speedrun tournaments. There's been 9, count them, 9 mystery tournaments. We're coming up on MTX, hashtag join MTX. Mystery Tournament 10 coming up just here in a little bit. And then some of you might be sitting at home like, is this really a speed run? It's as much a speed run as, say, like comedy improv is still theater. I am a theater nerd, so I have to bring that up. Because, you know, you still, at the end of the day, it's not a rehearsed thing, but still you're having to see, I think, really a skill set put on display. It's not just a random thing. There is I mean, Blecky, you've won 2 of these, right? There's a skill to it, right?
I do think so, actually. I do think there's a skill to just being able to play a game and just immediately pick up on what you need to do, kind of what the controls are, and how to use them in a way to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible in a game you potentially never played or maybe even never heard of before. And we have so many different genres in these tournaments, from platformer games to puzzle games to lawnmower-based games we've seen before.
Surprising amount of those.
Yep. And I think it speaks to the fact that you often see kind of a lot of the same players doing well. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest argument for the skill in this tournament is that you do see those same names. We have Andy in this tournament who's won the last 3 mystery tournaments in a row, virtually uncontested. Nobody has risen to the task yet, and so this could be the chance to dethrone him. Used Pizza's won a mystery tournament before. He's also in this. If you've seen him blind play a game, it's like he's actually rehearsed it before. I mean, he beat Rockman and Forte in 3 hours. I think I used like 1,000 save states on that game. So either he's really good or I'm really bad. Probably both.
It's both.
It's probably both.
It's definitely.
We've also got the Mexican runner, who's basically got a gamut of games in his library. He's played pretty much every NES game there is.
Couple hundred NES games.
Yeah, so I feel like his knowledge will come into play there. And of course, our underdog story, Kairulius. Now, you might be wondering, well, okay, what's his take? I'll give you the reason why Kairulius wins this tournament. He competed in an event at SGDQ last year called Cutthroat Speedrun, which was essentially speedrunning's version of Cutthroat Kitchen. He was playing Ice Climber through a mirror. He was like tied to other people and trying to play video games. I feel like this is going to be lifting a lightweight for him, getting to actually stare at the TV. So he might have a good chance there too.
If you want a reason to watch this tournament, how about this is just all you 90s kids out there. It is a modern version of Nick Arcade.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some people out there. Yeah, one person knows what I'm talking about.
Only 90s kids are clapping
Only
right now.
90s kids know what I'm talking about. They're all old like me. Nick Arcade, the players are just a little bit better. You guys should definitely show up for it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we'll check that out on Thursday. By the way, I noticed the monitor go off here, and the reason I want to bring that up is I want to be the first person in the event to say, that's never happened before. I got it in there.
I think it might be because the dragon is literally chopping on it.
So I want to talk a little bit about the schedule here as we wrap up. Obviously we got good games throughout the whole week, but sell me on one game specifically. What's it going to be?
New Super
one day.
Hook Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, what? We're talking about one day?
One day. They had the schedule.
day,
Second day, I
jumped
think
ahead.
I'm going to go with Tuesday.
Yeah.
It starts off so awesome with a Metroid Prime 2
Yes.
low % run, and I just love to see the way Miles kind of is able to collect as few items as possible and still beat the game. Midday, we're going to have various PC games, and then to close it all out on Tuesday, we're going to have Mario 1 and Mario 2, which we've already talked about, Super Mario Sunshine, and Final Fantasy, played by Fiesel and Gyre. So I'm going to go with Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday's great. I'm going to actually bring up today. I mean, in addition to this lovely pre-show where you get to hear all of our lovely voices talking for a few minutes, you also have, right after this, you guys just saw the interview with Darkman and Ion. Ion is one of the most underrated commentators/runners in the speedrunning community, runs a host of games at a very high level, and Ape Escape 2, that is a 6 speedrun, tons of cool tricks and stuff. You guys are going to be just having a great time during that. Ocarina of Time 3D after that, if there's one theme, hey buddy, thank you. Darkman 78, everyone. You guys will be watching Ocarina of Time 3D. If there's one theme of 3D Zeldas, they try to patch them, and it doesn't work. This game's still busted. You guys are going to love that. First appearance at a GDQ. And how about tonight? 3 of the best races of the whole marathon. Mega Man, Shovel Knight, and Super Mario Kart. Stacked day, Sunday. Kicking it off right.
All right, Fiesel, how about you?
Okay, I'm going to go with Monday, because in the morning you've got this fantastic Super Nintendo block with great stuff in it like Magic Sword and Smart Ball, and in the evening you've got a great NES block with Blaster Master and the 2 Ninja Gaiden games, so I think Monday is definitely my pick.
All right, we are running out of time here, so cue the lightning sound effect. Excellent. Oh man, we do our own sound effects.
Man, that production value, right?
All right, so now I'm going to give you the question you wanted. I jumped ahead earlier.
Sure.
I want an underrated game that people at home don't know they should watch and they need to watch.
Yeah, the game I just mentioned for you guys earlier, you hadn't heard of it, New Super Hook Girl. It's going to be going on Monday morning, just in like 12 hours from right now or something, so 18 hours from right now. BJW always brings it. This game has some of the craziest movement you will ever see in a speedrun. New Super Hook Girl, Monday morning.
Tonight there's going to be actually Quake. Quake is sort of a kind of one of the foundations of speedrunning in a way. And you might say, well, that's not under the radar. It was kind of laid dormant for a while. And now Cool Kid has been playing it all the time recently. I've been watching his streams. He tears this game apart, so I can't wait to see what he does with Quake tonight.
All right, and I'm going to pick Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. Now, this is not the 2D Zelda game that you would think of, but honestly, you're going to love this speedrun. It's so much work has gone into optimizing it. It's got a growing speedrun community.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to get a great showing by DBX Saturday morning.
All right, what I'd like to do now is remind us of a great event that happened at SGDQ 2016. It was the first time that a runner was thrown in the dumpster, literally for losing a race. So I thought we'd bring back that tradition by bringing in the dumpster for this event.
What an
So
adorable
for each
dumpster.
of you, I'm going to give you a race, and you need to decide who's taking last place in that race and throw them in the dumpster. Okay, so we'll start with Blecky. You have the Super Mario Brothers race. You've got Andrew G, you've got Cosmic D, you've got Darbian. 3 men enter, 1 goes in the dumpster.
Well, you're going to have to look at each one of these racers individually and what they bring to the table. I mean, Darbian, he's the world record holder in both of the games for various categories. He's been streaming really more than any of the 3 recently, just practicing, like hoping, making sure that he's ready for this race. So naturally, I'm going to have to go with he's going in the dumpster.
Wow, Darbian in the dumpster. Wow, savage, okay. All right, Spike, you're up. I'm going to give you the Mega Man X race.
Oh, yeah, you are.
You've got Caleb Hart. You've got Demolix. You've got Walrus Prime. You've got Crystal Unclear. 4 men enter. 1 goes in the dumpster.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you guys a little history lesson. I bring you back to AGDQ 2015, the last time this 4-way race happened. Now, we have a man who has performed on this stage many, many times, has had countless world records, but I saw a man who also couldn't select the right stage. Caleb Iceless Hart is going in the dumpster, arms and all.
Wow, all of it going in the dumpster. Wow. That is bold. We're going to get letters for that one, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Fiesel, I'm going to give you the Ducktales race. You've got Endy and Gyarados. It's a hard choice, but you must throw 1 in the dumpster.
All right, so for me, Endy versus Gyarados, it's Sweden versus Italy. And that's a really tough choice because I like both the countries, I like both the runners. So what I decided to do was to eat the national dishes of both of these countries and make my decision based on that.
I see we got the pizza, we got the Swedish
and the
meatballs
Swedish
there.
meatballs, yep. And I got to say, as much as I love pizza, and I really do like pizza, the Swedish meatballs really did it for me. They were delicious.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Gyarados, you got to go in the dumpster.
Wow. That's some good logic right there. Wow. I'm actually going to take that out of the dumpster there because I'm going to eat it later. So. All right. Well, we'd be remiss to end the show without talking about how everybody talks about video games these days, which is to compare them to Dark Souls. So what I would like you to do, is take a game in this schedule and say that it's the Dark Souls of something. For instance, Wayne's World is the Dark Souls of Saturday Night Live. You got the idea?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
All right. I got it. This is a real AAA title right here. We got TNC2 Thrilla Surfari.
All right, I'm lost so far.
Is the Dark Souls of gorilla skateboarding video games.
You brought it back around. I get it. Okay.
Okay.
Didn't understand it before. Now I get it.
Now you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one. Time Cop is the Dark Souls of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wow. That is amazing.
All right.
You got one?
Yeah. Super Monkey Ball 2
Yep.
is the Dark Souls of Donkey Kong Country.
Rolling Monkeys.
Yes,
Rolling Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Yeah,
Roll.
Monkeys roll. Very
There
good.
we go.
All right.
It's the same thing, basically.
Mario Paint is the Dark Souls of Photoshop. Thank you.
I think we should stop.
We're getting a signal here from behind the camera that they're telling us we're losing all of our value here. So we're going to have to wrap up the show.
Sorry for the viewer
I want to
count.
thank Darkman for his interview. Obviously, thank you to my co-hosts Blackie, Spike, Vegeta, and Fiesel. I'm Golden. Please use the hashtag AGDQ2017 all week long on Twitter, and of course, retweet the stream and spread the news as we donate for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. It is time to throw it up to the front to start off AGDQ 2017. But before we do that, just remember that Paper Mario, the 1,000-year door, is the Dark Souls of millennials. Just keep that in mind. All right. Oh, I got another one. Okay. So here's Dark Souls 3 is the Dark Souls 2. Where are you going?
Let's get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. Cut it.
Up to the front. Up to the front.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, and now speaking on behalf of AGDQ 2017, Cool Maddie.
Hi there. Sorry, I was just using my spin ball up here. And, oh, wait. Oh, wait, microphones. Good job, guys. Sorry, I was so busy admiring my spin ball, I forgot the mic. So, thanks to guys, to everyone to coming out here. We got a beautiful crowd out here tonight, and yes, sir. And I'm really looking forward to this event. We got a lot of people who really helped to get us here, and we got a lot of people helping us out. Of course, we got the Yeti, got their shirt sale already going, and we got Tiny Build, Chrono GG, which you guys saw at the beginning, Magfest, Tokyo Tech, Pinball done quick. Yeah, they got the pinball machines out back again. World 9 Gaming is out here with equipment. That's how we can do anything here. Standby and Bandai Namco, and we got Fangamer and Support Class doing the layouts at the bottom. And then, of course, we wouldn't be here live with you without Twitch.tv. So thanks to them. And, of course, all this is for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So I'd like to introduce Jan Bresch, the head of PCF. And
So we are thrilled to be part of this again this year. You guys do an amazing job. And I just want to let you know that your money is being used not only nationally, but internationally. This past year, we started funding international grants technology transfer. The very first one, the guy came back and said what a great opportunity it was for him. They learned of 2 new biomarkers that they didn't know about, that in fact will help them detect 25 to 30% more cancers that they were actually missing. So you are saving lives around the world, and I want you to know that every minute that you're here, know that you're really making a difference. One last thing, this morning I just was sent an article that over the last 2 decades, and the foundation just celebrated their 30th anniversary of trying to bring prevention, early detection, and knowledge to people, cancer rates have declined 25%. So thank you for everything that you do. You're saving lives.
all right, thank you very much, Jan. And so we're about ready to go off here, so I'm going to kick it back to the one and only DS Dad, if you want to give us in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time once again for awesome games done quick. This is AGDQ 2017. I'm your host, DS Dad. We have an awesome lineup of games for you this year, and an even more awesome lineup of gamers to play them quickly for your delight. Coming up first, Ion Gravere, playing Ape Escape 2. Ion, are you ready? Yes, except we can't hear you. Ion, someday, if we can hear you, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Audience, are you ready? Then let's count him down together. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Hey y'all, welcome to Ape Escape 2. This is a wonderful world. A world where monkeys have traveled through time and changed it in their image. They've escaped from the zoo because this dude we're playing as is kind of dumb, and instead of sending their fresh pants to them because the zoo doesn't know how to wash them properly, he sent them these helmets that made them smarter instead. It's kind of like the first game, except worse. There's that monkey Statue of Liberty. I think it's pretty good. So the goal of it is just catch all the monkeys. You don't have to get every single one, just a certain amount of ones in each stage. But we get most of them anyway. Then there's the lovely assistant. Yo, fun fact I want to throw out here, actually. I'm not playing it right now, but on the US version, the main character is voiced by the same dude as Ash from the show, and the assistant is like Misty's voice actor. I don't know how they pulled that, but it's pretty cool.
Really makes you think.
Really makes you think. But funnily enough, the professor who hasn't showed up yet, he's not Oak's voice actor. I guess he was too good for this or something, but you know, I'm not going to question it.
They only got some of the actors. It's actually a bootleg.
So at the start, we don't have a lot to work with. We kind of periodically get more stuff. So we just have to slam our face into the dirt over and over until we get better gadgets. Jumping like this is a good bit better than walking. They thought it was a good idea to hide in boxes, but I know better.
Who is they?
They's the monkeys, dude.
Okay.
Are you keeping up?
Thanks for clarifying.
What are you doing? Come on, man. Yeah, start of the run, very tame. I guess as tame as catching monkeys traveling through time can be, you know. But we periodically get a couple things. The next thing is kind of neat, but it's a little discreet, I guess. Like, you don't really see it too often, but it's really good. This is a water net, and you just, like, shoot it at monkeys. And it can catch ones that are above ground, too, which is really dumb. Like, I'm going to catch one that's on a boat with it. That dude right there. Yeah. Also, shoutouts to my boy Squid for using the boat to get up here instead of just jumping up from the side. That was a little homage to him. Oh, goodness. So, let's see. Funny little thing. The net just doesn't really care where you're swinging it as long as it makes contact with a monkey.